Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Imperfect Action Show. And it's been 5 episodes, 5 days in a row. We've been getting at you. We literally launched the show this past Monday. What date was that? It was February 21st. We launched the show. And we launched the show because I wanted to take imperfect action and I wanted to share more marketing information to you. I wanted to share more business information with you, and I wanted to make sure I had the opportunity to be consistent with a space that I could bring other entrepreneurs on, other 6, 7, 8 figure earners on, other specialists on to give you guys daily drip to help you further along your entrepreneurship journey or your marketing journey, whatever the case may be. Okay. Now, 2 days ago, we talked about why you should have a high ticket and what actually is high ticket. You know, what is a high ticket selling product? So today we are actually going to run through a high ticket selling script, right? So I literally have a high ticket selling script. I'm going to break down everything for you. We only have 30 minutes, obviously, and it's a good amount of material. We only got 30 minutes. It's literally a good amount of material. So I want to make sure that I cut through it. If you want access to this script, make sure that you there will be a link below for you to grab the script. Make sure you click that link, fill out the little questionnaire, and then we will send you out the script. Okay. If you want to access the script, make sure you hit the little link below, fill out the questionnaire so you get access to it, and we will send you a free script so you can literally use the script for your high ticket sales. Okay, so look, you know that high ticket selling has to be done over the phone. It literally has to be done over the phone. Now, once you get them on the phone, what do you do? Like, how do you close the sale? How do you present yourself? What do you do? So what you want to do is, I got the breakdown, right? The first step to getting them to get into your high ticket product is you want to info gather, right? You want to info gather, you want to hit with some background questions, and you want to hit with some pain questions. So I'll give you a couple of examples. All right. The first question is, so what's the problem? What do they have an issue with? What is the thing preventing them from going from where they currently are to where they want to go? What is that thing? Right. So literally, the first question after you do a little rapport, you want to ask them, straight up, what is the problem? What hurdles are you experiencing? Now, the second pain question is, what's the gap? Right? What's the gap between where you are now to where you want to go? Now, they may know what the gap is, or they may not know. And this is something that you can kind of discern as you're asking them questions. So you want to info gather as much as you can. Ask them a couple of background questions on their business, where they are, price points, how are they serving their clients, what they're currently offering. And then, you want to hit with the pain questions. What the problem is, what they're currently experiencing, and what's the gap from where they are to where they want to go. Like, are they making 5K a month and they want to go to 10? Okay, well, what do they see is preventing them from going to 10? Maybe they're at 10 and they want to go to 50. Okay, well, what do they see? And then what are you discerning from that, from their answer that's going to help them get from 10 to 50? Okay. Now the next series of questions are doubt questions. What are doubt questions? These questions are like, what's keeping you from fixing the problem? What is keeping you from fixing the problem? Now we're going to transition to, what's the reason you want to get there faster? And do you feel like you need a coach? So what's the reason you want to get there faster? And do you feel like you need a coach? Right? So you want to start with these doubt questions. What's keeping you from fixing a problem? What's the reason you want to get there faster? And do you feel like you need a coach to help you get there faster? Right? Those are doubt questions. So you planting the seeds. Like, yeah, I may or may not know what's keeping me from fixing a problem. Most likely they have an idea. And they do want to get there with some speed. And do they feel like a coach can help them get there with some speed? Okay. Next is financial questions. Do you feel like you have the financial resources to do this? Do you feel like you have the financial resources to do this? Which would be make an investment in themselves by making an investment with you in your program. The next question is, do you feel like you have the willingness to do this? Because a lot of people, they would like to or they would hope to, but really do they have the willingness? Like really like removing all the barriers, going all in and like, you know what? I have the willingness to do this. I want to do this and I have the financial resources to do this. So when those two things aligned, I'm actually going to actually go do the thing. So you want to ask those two questions. Next are solution questions. What have you tried in the past? What are you currently working on now or looking at? What are you currently working on now or looking into now? What have you tried or looking into similar that may be like the program that they're talking to you about? And then yeah. So what have you tried previously, or what are you currently looking into that may be similar to our program? So are they looking at a competitor that may be offering the same thing that you're offering, maybe a little different? And who are they currently looking for? What does our program look like? So now you can get a little bit of an understanding of what you may be up against in the marketplace with another program that they are considering getting into if they don't get into your program. All right. So what have you tried in the past? What are you currently looking into now? And what have you tried or looking into that's similar to what you may be offering as a coach? Okay. Those are solution questions. Now, your cost questions are these. Number one, why now? So why do they want to do something now? Right? What is the motivation? What's going to happen if nothing happens? So this is a great question. What's going to happen if nothing happens? Like if they don't take action, what's going to happen? Right? That really allows them to reflect like, man, yeah, if I don't take action, I'm going to be doing the same thing over and over. And the last question in for cost questions are, what's the urgent reason why they want to move forward? So what is their urgency, right? So why now is the motivation? So why now do they want to do something that may be different? What's going to happen if nothing changes, which is like an awareness question, right? And then what's the urgency? What's the urgent reason why they want to move forward to do something different, right? Those are cost questions. Now you want to move into desire. Now, before we move into desire, I want to reset the situation. We are talking about high ticket selling script. This is literally the script that you would use on the phone when you're closing a 5K, 10K, 15K, 20K client. All right. I'm literally reading you the script that I use and other marketers and coaches use when they're closing high ticket. And if you want a copy of this script, all you need to do, there will be a link below. You click that link below, fill out the little questionnaire, and I will give you this exact script. All right. Now, desire questions. What is the vision? How do you see yourself? So how do they see themselves and what's their overall vision for where they want to go, right? Next is, what's the compelling payoff? So if the problem is fixed, what's the compelling payoff? What's on the other side of you actually getting to your goals and do what you need to do? So you want them to now cast their vision and think about where they want to be into the future if all is taken care of within their business. So is that going to allow them to travel, take care of a loved one, get that new car, get that new crib, move, what is that compelling payoff for them ultimately if they get their business rolling, how they want to get this rolling? All right. I appreciate you guys for tapping in. This is the Imperfect Action Show. And we are talking high ticket sales. All right. Now, support questions. Do they have a partner? Do they have a spouse? This is important because you need to know this, because before you go a little bit deeper down a rabbit hole and you get to the actual offer, if they're not ultimately the decision maker, you got to get that decision maker on a call, or you're going to do the entire pitch and script all over again. So you need to identify, are they the solo person making the decisions, or do they need a spouse or partner present to actually make that decision, right? So support questions. Do you have a spouse or partner that's involved in your business that you may need to consult with when it comes to deciding if you want to invest? So to further define that and to make them a little bit more specific, do you need to talk to a business partner or spouse prior to moving forward? You need to identify that as soon as possible. And if they do you need to reset an appointment? Because if you go through the whole script, right, and then at the solo decision maker, you're not going to get a sale, and you got to redo the entire thing over again. So it's going to waste a lot of your time. Okay. Now, transition. This is going to be language pattern shifting. Okay. Transition is language pattern switching, right? And you want to get them to ask you for the pitch. Okay. So you're going to be doing a language pattern shift, and you want them to ask you to pitch them. So let me give you an example. Based on everything that we covered here, I definitely feel like I can help you. And if you like, I can walk you through the process and see what that looks like and see how I can serve you on the highest level. How does that sound? Right? So now you're asking for permission. You're like, you know what? Based on all of the information that you share with me, based on everything that we covered, I definitely feel like I can help you and serve you at the highest level. And if you would like, I can walk you through the entire process so you can see what it looks like to get you from where you are to where you need to be, right? Would you like that? Would you like me to do that for you? So it's going to be a transition, is a language shift, a pattern shift, and you want them to ask you to pitch them, okay? That's very, very important. Now the pitch, right? Explain what you do in a compelling, beneficial, rich way. So you want to explain what you do in a compelling, beneficial, and rich way, right? So part one is going to be a promise. Get them associated with what it's all about, right? For our clients, what's most important is for us to do blank, right? You want to promise them something. Get them associated with what everything's all about. So our clients generally find A, B, C, D important, beneficial, transformational. They've seen success with X, right? Part two of this pitch would be like a bridge. Some milestones that you've done together, some results that you may have had. So really monumental moments that other clients that you work with may have experienced, so you can share those with them, right? Let them know what's important and the cost of not having them. So look, if you don't have email marketing, if you don't have a content selling system, if you're not showing up every day, this is the cost of that. These are some of the reasons why you may not see the success that you may want to see, okay? That's part two. That's the bridge and milestones. Part three is the delivery and the breakdown, right? How are your services delivered? These are your high-level items on how you can get them to the big promise, okay? So for instance, let me see. I think I have some notes here. So we're talking about one of my programs. We're talking about one of my programs, Authority Builder, right? At this point, I'm going to break down all of the pillars. There's 5 pillars, right? Email marketing, creating sticky content that connects, launching a continuity product, launching your first ebook or digital product to make your first $1,000, 7 to 14 days, and also helping you launch your signature course. So as you're discerning this information from your background and everything that they told you, you can literally identify how your pillars inside of your program will be beneficial, instantly beneficial for your target client, right? So you're going to pitch them on that. You involve those in the pitch. So that's part three. So part one is going to be the promise. You want them to get associated with what your program is all about, right? Part two is that bridge. Any milestones or notable experiences from previous clients that you can easily show them or explain to them how they can see themselves having the same type of breakthroughs, milestones, and moments. And then you're going to break down the pillars in your program. Why would these pillars in your program not only be important that they have it installed, but why they would literally make a difference and a change and a transformation inside of their business. That's the pitch, right? Now, further on in the pitch, you want to focus on the end result. Focus on the end result. Break it into 3 to 5 simple steps that show them how they can get from where they are to the desired situation. That's really what you're going to do with your pillars, right? 3 to 5 steps. You want to make sure that they get a good feeling of clarity. They should be able to fully understand, because they need to clearly see how they can get from where they are to where they want to where you promise them that you can take them. It needs to be clear. They need to be able to see it. You also have to display a level of certainty, because they can see how this solution, the one that you're providing, is a simultaneous explanation. The simultaneous explanation on why everything they tried in the past failed and why it's going to be different this time with your program. That's the certainty that you must deliver when you're talking to your clients. It needs to be clear. They need to clearly understand what it is. They need to clearly see themselves doing the thing, right? They got to understand what doing the thing would do for them. And then you need to display the confidence and the certainty that if they take the steps, right, implement these processes and actually do the program, that they're going to get from point A to point B. And that point B is the vision that you casted earlier, right? When we talked about the desire questions, they need to see that by doing your program, right, they're going to be able to see their big vision at the other end of getting through your program. That your program is going to allow them to get to that compelling payoff. Buying that house, buying that car, taking care of their family, traveling, being more healthy, whatever it is, your program ends up allowing them to have that compelling payoff. You have to deliver that with certainty, right? And then these are going to be your 4 steps to a close. If there's any live questions, drop the questions. If there's any live questions, drop the questions. Now, this is the temperature check. So after you go through all of that, temperature check. Just curious. How do you feel? How does all this feel to you? I'm curious. After hearing everything, after we spent 30 minutes, 40 minutes on the phone, how does everything sound to you? How does everything sound to you? Right? And they're going to say, sounds good. I understand. This was awesome. Thanks a lot. Right? I feel like this. You're going to say, okay, to be totally clear, I hear you, but I just want to be clear. What's really important to me is alignment, right? When it comes to working with us. We're rolling up our sleeves. We're getting in the trenches with you. We're going to do our thing, right? Our team is all in. I'm all in for you. Our team is all in for you. We have the resources. We got the time. We got the systems to take care of you, to help you with this transformation. So what's really important to me is that you feel good about the process. You know what I mean? You guys feel that cadence, that cadence, and that, like, now you're bringing it down to their level. So let me break it through. Let me break it down again. Temperature check. Just curious. How do you feel about everything that we discussed? Right? Let them talk. Let them do their thing. You're going to be like, I hear you. And I just want to be totally clear. Because what's important to me is alignment. When it come in, what's most important to me is alignment when it comes to working with us. We're going to roll our sleeves up. We're going to be in the trenches with you. We're going to go all in. The team is going to go all in. And you already know what I'm bringing to the table. We're going to be for you. We got the system, resources. We can help you do what you need to do to get you to where you want to go. But what's most important about us and to us is that you feel good about the process. You know what I mean? And to continue, there you go. So to be 100% clear, because I just want to fully understand how you feel, like it's important to me. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being, this wasn't valuable, and 10 being like, yo, this was hella valuable. This is exactly what I need to get to that next level. How do you feel? Right? Then they're going to give you like the number rating. Yeah, I feel this wasn't that good. Or you know what? This was definitely a 10. Definitely a 10. So allow them to say that to you. And then you ask them, all right, do you have any questions? Let them talk. Let them talk. Make sure that they say something. Don't say something before they say something. If they have questions, address all the questions. You may need to reiterate something, right? Address the questions. And then you continue. Gotcha. So I feel so okay. You feel good about the process. You don't have any questions, or we answered your questions. So what's next? Where would you like to go from here? Let them answer. All right. Let them answer. I would like to know more information. I definitely want to move forward. Things like that, right? They would probably say something like that, or they would say something like, I'm just not ready. And then if they say they're not ready, you want to like tie them down, figure out what is the hurdle, why they're not ready now versus whenever they say they may be ready. Find out what that is, and then you isolate that pain point. But if everything is easy from now moving forward, they're like, yeah, we'll want to hear more. You're like, okay, so this is what it looks like. You'll process your investment with me. Once we take care of that, what we want to do is set a baseline, right? I'm going to give you some homework right away so you get your quickest wins. I'm going to give you some homework so you get your quickest wins, as well as set up our first welcome or onboarding call. All right? From then, we're ready to rock and roll. How does that sound? They may be like, it sounds great. How much is it, right? Most people are so worried about saying how much it is. And it's important for you that you don't go off the script. Let them know, hey, we still got a lot more to touch on. We still got a lot more to discuss. We will go over the price at the end. You don't want to have them control the conversation and get you off your script, okay? So let's just go over the transition part again. Do you have any questions? Let them talk about anything that we went over. Let them talk. Got you. So you feel good about the process. You don't have any questions, or we address some of your questions. What's next? Where would you like to go after this? Where do you feel like you want to go from here? Let them talk. Let them talk. Assess where they are. You may need to address, a question in there. But if there's no questions, or if you address the questions, so let me break down how it's going to work. You'll process your investment with me. Once we take care of that, we'll set a baseline, right? I'm going to give you some homework. I'm going to give you some action steps right away. These action steps and these homework, this is going to allow you to get your quickest wins. Now, you guys can set up something so they can get their first dollar back in their pocket, get their first reinvestment, maybe to get their first, part of your program set up. Whatever it is, you're going to have something to give them so they can take immediate action, right? So I'm going to give you some homework right away so you get your quickest wins. And then from there, we'll jump on a welcome and onboarding call. Then we're ready to rock and roll. How does that sound, right? They're going to be like, yo, this is great, man. I am ready. Or they might be like, yo, this sounds good, but man, how much is it, right? And if that's the case, then, now you're ready to talk about the price. The investment to get us going and to serve you at the highest level is about $5,000. All right? Let them talk. Then you break it down. These are the options. $5,000, and I'm just giving you guys like a little breakdown. This is hyperbole at this point. Yeah. So my options are like this: $5,000 to get us going, and for me to serve you at the highest level. Let them talk. They may be like, I'm ready to go. Or they may be like, I'm not really sure. 5,000 is a lot. I wasn't expecting the 5K. And then you can time down again. All right. So finances aside, are you 100% certain that this is a right fit for you? It's the right thing. And now is the time. They may be like, yeah, money could be a hurdle. Honestly, we understand finances could be a challenge. So do you mind if we open up and have an honest conversation about finances to see what's the best path for you? Overall, cash on hand, and checking the savings, how much do you have in, to invest in yourself? So they may be like, I got this, I got this, I got this. Do you have any available credit? They may be like, yeah, I got some credit. Just want to make sure we're not putting you in a tough spot. What's your monthly expenses? So they may want to talk to you about that. Because basically what you're doing is, at this point, if you got a high ticket program, you're assessing if this client is a great fit, but they may just have an issue with financing, right? And your program is 5K. The best bet for you is to get the full 5K, right? But if you can't get the full 5K, and this is a good fit for your program, you want to then give them an option. Now, you may already have an option set up. You know what? It's 5K one pay, or you could do, I think it's 3 payments of 1750. Yeah, three same. Let me do my math over here. 1750 times 3. I think that's 5250. Yeah, boom. You'd be like, yeah. So second option is 3 payments of 1750. So you're paying a little bit more, but it's a little easier for you to get in, get some wins, right? Spend at least 30 days with me. We'll get you going, make you some money, or get you closer to that transformation. Because every program isn't about money. It could be about a mental thing, or it could be like a work thing, or it could be like self-confidence thing. So you want to get them going. If they cannot do the 1750, and they're a good fit and they want to go into the program, you can then offer funding if you have a funding partner, or you can then break it down like, hey, look, why don't we do this? Can you do 2,500 or 2,000, and then we could do the rest on the in the next 2 months, the next 3 months, the next 4 months, whatever works for you. Because the most important thing is that you get paid on a call if it's a great fit. Okay. Now, after you give them the options, the payment options, you just want to fall back. Don't say anything. Let them tell you where they are at. You know what? I thought about it. I can do the 5K. You know what? The 3 payments at 1750 sound good. Or you know what? I can do the 2K one payment, and can we do 3 payments of 1,000? That would actually work for me, right? So that's what you want to do. So let me go through this one more time because we're kind of winding up towards the end. And if you guys are just jumping on right now, this is a high ticket selling script that you use when you're on the phone. And if you want access to the script, there will be a link below. Click that link, fill out the little questionnaire. We will send you this script. You can literally have my script that I use, okay? Now, after you get to the do you sound good and you're transitioning over to the investment part. All right. Now, the investment to get you going and serve you at the highest level is 5K. You don't say nothing. You let them talk. You don't say anything. They may be like, okay, I'm ready to go. They may be like, it's a little steep, because ultimately, if they're not going to challenge the 5K, you want to run that. You want to run that because you want, your income grows, right, when you can get as much income as possible. So if the one pay works for them, get the one pay. Now, if they're like, you know what? It may be, the 5K is a little steep, or the 10K is a little steep, or whatever case may be. Then you say, all right, so finances aside, are you 100% certain that this is the right thing and now's the right time? All right, let them talk. Then you respond. Honestly, we understand finances can be a challenge. All right. And if you don't mind, if we have an open and honest conversation about finances to see what's the best path for you, right? And then you want to ask some questions about, do you have any cash on hand? Do you have any cash on hand and checking and savings? How about available credit? What's the current card debt? Because you don't want to put them in a tough spot. You want to help them, right? You want to get the payment, because you want to help them. So you would turn down someone that's not a good situation, or follow with them in the next month or two, because you don't want to put them in a tough spot. So once you figure out what the debt is and what the cash on hand, what the credit is, then you can proceed from there. We don't want to put you in a tough spot. I know you got monthly expenses coming up next month, whatever the case may be. But just to get a baseline, right? And on alignment, if you started today with at least one payment of X, this is what you offer your 2 pay. One payment of $1,750, it would just be 2 more payments of $1,750. You're paying a little bit extra, but you're able to get in now. Does that work for you? They may be like, yeah, I'm ready. I can do that. Now you got $1,750 now. You get the next money in the next 2-3 months. Right? But if that doesn't work, then you kind of listen to what they're saying. You know what? I can do 2,000, or I can do 1,500. I can do 2,000. Cool. So get the 2,000 and then set up a 3 pay for the 1,000. Well, actually, it'll be because you're getting the difference, right? So the total is gonna be like 5,250, because on payment plans you want to get a little bit more. They save money when they pay the 1 pay, so you just break up the balance of the 3,250 into 3 payments, right? And that's it, guys. Then you just Don't say nothing. You just let them say how they want to proceed, and then you just pick it up from there. So we literally just went down the high ticket selling script. All right. This is a high ticket selling script. This is how you close 5K clients. Right. My name is Brendan Boyd. You're watching the Imperfect Action Show. This is episode 5. I really, really appreciate you guys. If you want access to this sales script, there will be a link below. Click that link, fill out the questionnaire. We will send you the exact script, 100%. All right? Like, comment, subscribe to this show. This is my daily morning show, Monday through Friday. And next week, we got some amazing guests on that's going to be bringing even more and more value. All right? So I'll see you guys next time. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you like the show, if the information is valuable, and all of that. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you on Monday, episode 6. Let's go.